Good morning. Okay, it's finally here, the day that you guys get to use your protractors. Can't find mine. Protractors, okay? We talked about this a little bit last lesson, last week. And remember, this page is not in your book. This is one of the zebras pages that actually, because our book doesn't have us measuring any or using this at all. But last year we started the other book, and the kids really like to do this, so I said we're going to do some of it. We'll at least do this page. I don't know if we'll do much more, but we'll do this page. And by the way, you don't have to do it on your test. They don't have it on your test. Maybe I could do a pop quiz, though. I'll have to think about that one. It's kind of fun, though. So, okay, so there's two different types, or probably more than just two different types. There's some without a swing arm also. I'll show you how to do that too. Here's one that doesn't have a swing arm. So if you have one that doesn't have a swing arm, all you need is something else with a straight edge, like a ruler. And you can make it be your arm, okay? All right, so you're going to have to print out this page, have parents print it out for you, because this one's not in your books. And I'll show you how to do this. Okay, we're going to classify and measure. Okay, classify and measure these. So you'll see that there's two blanks. Okay, and it says use a protractor to find the measure of the angle. Okay, there are two blanks. Okay, you're going to classify the angle and tell the measurements. It doesn't matter which blank. Either one's fine, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll show you how to do it with the swing arm first, because it'll make more sense. A lot of you have this one because you bought this one from me. And what you do is you have to see how I've got, can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Okay, see how I have the dot of the angle, the vertex, inside the circle? Okay, it should be right in the center of the circle. Let's see here. No, I take it back. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and because this one right here, the zero, see how it's just slightly above? So on this one, this should just be pointing to the zero, this arrow, okay? If you're doing this one, a different kind, you're going to, again, have the vertex in that little hole, and you're going to line up your angle line with this line, and you'll notice that is also zero. Okay, so you have to pay attention to where your zero is. Okay, what it's saying is this line is 180 or 0. This line right here is 170 or 10. And then all the numbers in between, right? So it could either be 1 degree, 2 degree, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're by tens. But on this page, since you guys are just learning how to do this, they don't make you do any of these little ones. It's all going to be either, it's all going to be multiples of 10. Yeah, they're all multiples of 10. So go to the closest line, measure it to the closest number line. Okay, so if you've got this kind, I know Emma does, I don't know how many of the others, okay, then you're going to line up the edge of your, the edge of it and follow it up, and it's actually covering that hole, but you can see it's exactly between 120 and 140, but it's right there on that little line. I'm going to hold my finger on that line and move up the arm, and you can see that's line, oh, that's not line 130. Okay, I take it back. They are going to do some fives because that's 135. You guys can see the line in the middle. The line in the middles are fives. So this would be, this line is 150. The middle would be 155. No, I'm sorry. This is 30 because these are going backwards. Okay, so this line is 30, 35, 40 to this line, 45, 50 to this line. Okay, so since it was halfway in between, it would be halfway between these two, 40 and 50. So that is a 45-degree angle. I'm going to write it here for this one, but you guys will have to, I have to move it constantly. So it's a 45-degree angle, and what kind of an angle is that? Here's your word bank. Is that acute, obtuse, or right? Remember, if it has a right angle, it's a right triangle, so one of the angles would have to be 90. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not doing triangles, angles. If it's 90 degrees, it's a right angle. If it's bigger than 90, it's obtuse. If it's smaller than 90, it's acute, so little. Okay, this one is smaller than 90, so it's so cute. So on your little line here, you're going to write 45 degrees and acute. Okay, that's how you do that. Let's see here. So that's what you do with all of these. Okay, so you notice all of these are going to the right. They're all facing right. Okay, and so are these. So on all of these, you're going to measure it on this side. Okay, with starting with 0 here. So your numbers are 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, and so forth, okay? If the angle were going this way and the arrows were pointed that way, the arrows are pointing this way, you're gonna set it this way, right? And then you would be using the big numbers, or no? The numbers on top, they're not bigger or smaller on this one, are they? The numbers on top, 10, 20, 30, 40, that one would be about 45. It comes up right about there, okay? So again, just go and look where your 0 is when your arrow is pointing to 0 and follow those numbers. If it's over here, the 0's on the bottom. If it's over here, the 0's on the top, okay? And you follow the numbers between the arrows. Your parents probably know how to do this too. So if you don't exactly understand it, you can ask one of them, okay? So this one, you shouldn't even have to measure it, but we're going to anyway. Why shouldn't you have to? Because it's straight up. Where's my paper? You can put a corner in it like that. So if you can make a corner with it, it's a what kind of angle? It's a right angle, and it measures how many degrees? 90. Well, let's prove it just to make sure. Okay, put the circle in the little circle, the vertex inside the circle, and make your angle, if you've got one like this, make your angle point to 0. And then on this one, you follow, like I was saying before, you follow, it doesn't want to move. Push it, there we go. See, you put the angle in between, and then it actually points to it right there. Okay, it's pointing to, or actually the pointer is up here, 90. Okay, so every angle like that that's exactly square is a 90-degree angle, and it's called a right angle. So those you shouldn't even have to measure. Okay, and then this one, look at this one. This one's smaller than 90, so it's acute. This one's 90, and this one goes past, it's like this, right? It goes past 90. It goes from here to here. This one goes from here to here. This one just goes from here to here. It's a smaller angle, bigger angle, way bigger angle, or the square angle in the middle there. So if it goes past, straight up, it's bigger than 90. So you should be able to tell without even measuring it that this one is obtuse, right? Okay, and now let's measure it, because you can't tell this one by looking at it. You have to measure it. I like both of these compasses for different reasons. Okay, the angles are, the arrows are still pointing over here, so you're still going to measure it over here. If the angle was pointing this way, then you would measure it over here on this side. Okay, but they have all of them going to the right. Okay, so if you have this kind, you're going to line it like this. Make sure that arrow is exactly in the middle. Okay, and up here it'll tell you, is it 70 or 110? Go back and find 0. 0 is right here. You guys can see this, can't you? Sort of. Okay, 0 is right here. This arrow, oops, I messed up. This arrow is pointing to 0, which is right here on this one. and then you follow this up here, and it's either 70 or 110. Now, is it past 90? Yes, so you know it's the 110. Or you can come back here and say, okay, where's the 0 again? Okay, I'm using the bottom row of numbers, it's 110. So you guys are going to write 110 and obtuse. Okay, that's the top row. Now the bottom row, I'm going to let you guys do those instead of telling you all the answers, okay? And then down here, it says to classify the angle, again, as acute, obtuse, or right. Use a protractor this time to draw and label the ray that completes the angle, okay? So this time, and by the way, this is how you label an angle. You make the angle sign. We learned this the day before in zebras. That's okay, though. Just so you can read it, this is the angle sign, and this is angle DEF. Here's EF, we need DE, okay? And on this one, there's US, but we need ST. So we're gonna draw those where they belong, okay? And let me move this because it's about to fall. Okay, so let's just focus on this one for the moment, number 7. Okay, we should be able to answer it, classify it as angle, obtuse, or right because, oh, no. Yeah, because 75 degrees is what kind of an angle? Remember, 90 is right angle. Anything less than 90 is acute. And bigger than 90, it's obtuse. Is this less or more than 90? It's less. So this is going to be an acute angle that we draw. Okay, so this is going to be kind of fun. This is going to be tricky. I guess I'll just have to write on the paper because, or no, let's see. I know what I can do. I can freeze it, can't I? I always forget I have that feature. Okay, this time I'm going to use this angle, or this one. Oh, I forgot to show you how to use it without this. Okay, we'll do that here in a second. Okay, so there's the dot inside the hole. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. Okay, and then this one, we have to line it up. Make sure the dot's in the hole, the vertex is in the hole. Line it up again with 0, which is pretty much on that line. It's right there. Here's 0, and it's this line right here. Okay, and then make this a little smaller so you can see the top. Okay, so then your swing arm, we need it to be at 75. Okay, so 75 is between 70 and 80, that halfway line right there. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Between 70 and 80 is this little half line, right, for 75. Here's 70, here's 80, it's going to be halfway between. So you're going to line your swing arm that way. And then, can you still see? Sort of. Let me make this smaller so we can get it all in there. Okay, can you see it? There we go. Okay, we're making our acute angle. And then I'm going to use this over here to help. Okay, so you're going to, yeah, you're going to have to, with this one, you're going to have to line up, or you won't have to use your ruler, sorry. You guys are going to just draw along the swing arm. I'm doing this because I'm doing it on the board. You know, understand, I'm doing it separately from over there. Okay, so you're going to draw it to here. Okay, and then when you lift up your swing arm or your protractor, then you can just finish the line because it cuts it off. Okay, that's how you do it with that kind of protractor. Okay, this kind of protractor with the one in the middle, the line in the middle, again, you put the vertex in the circle right there. Can you guys see that? I'm putting the circle inside the circle and lining it up with 0, And then we want it to be 75, so we come over between 70 and 80, that mid mark. You can see it up here in this top section. I can't see it, there it is. Okay. And with this swing arm with a hole in the middle of it, you can just trace it inside. Okay, so you can just make it like this inside of it, and when you take it off, use the bottom to connect it, like that. See? And then put an arrow on the end, and we make a little point of it, and we name it D, because we're missing angle DE. Can you guys see that? Sort of. Okay, see, we're supposed to be drawing DEF, and EF is already here, and so we need DE, angle DE, or ray, sorry, ray DE and ray EF. Two rays make an angle, okay? And it was supposed to be 75, so you're supposed to put it right there. Now, I forgot to show you, if you don't have a swing arm, it's not a bad thing. Okay, this one, same thing. I'm putting, can you see it? Nope. Can you see it now? Sure you can. Okay, put the little vertex in the, still in the point, and line this, see this little line? Mine has little lines here. I can line it up right in the middle and line it up with that line, and it should also point to 0. Okay, and this one you can see through. Mine you can see through, so you can follow it over there to 0. Then you can take a ruler down to your dot and find 75. Huh. Am I doing this wrong? Because that, no. What did I do wrong here? Because that does not equal 75. That equals 65. Maybe I did it wrong. Let me see. 0. Oh, I did. I looked between 60 and 70. Ha ha ha. Okay. So if I did it on this one, let's see if I can make a match now. 75 would be right here. Okay, let's see if this one works. Okay, it should be right on the middle. The arrow should be pointing to the 0. Arrow pointing to the 0. This would be better if you guys were here so you could see what I'm actually doing. Okay, and then this should be pointing up to, yeah, I keep moving it, and it makes a big difference. Okay, this line from the vertex should be up to 75, which is right here. So you can, I can see it, you guys can't really see it. See, it's right there pointing to the 75. So if you don't have a swing arm, then you just go like this. Okay, it's really close. And then you come back and you use your ruler or the bottom of your protractor as a ruler to finish the line. Make an X at the top. It doesn't have to go that high, by the way. And put a point. I ended up with 2 lines. Put a point. Are you all seeing what I'm doing? Yay! Okay, and this is point D. So it's point D, E, F. Wow. Okay. So hopefully you have one of these kinds of protractors, and hopefully I showed you how to do it, but if you didn't understand it completely, ask a parent because they can probably do it, and if they're not sure, they can watch the video and see all of my bumblings here and hopefully get the right idea. Okay, so on these, you're drawing, okay, praise the Lord, this one will be easy because it's 90. You're just going to draw a nice straight line, okay? And then the other one over here is 110. So what kind of angle is it going to be? Obtuse. So remember, it's going to not, here's the 90-degree line. It's going to go past it, okay? Can't see very well, but the 90 degree would be straight up and down, right? So that's what this one over here is going to be, straight up and down. And this one has to go further than that. So this one's going to be over here somewhere, 110. I don't want to spoil it. You don't have that many to measure and draw. So I'm not going to do too many of them because I know you guys were wanting to do it. Okay, on the back, it says all straight angles equal 180. This angle right here, VWX, is a straight angle. So VWX is a straight angle, okay? So in other words, remember on our protractors, all of them measure 180. It starts here, 0 all the way to 180, or you could start here, 0 all the way to 180. So a straight angle going straight across would be 180 degrees. That's half of a circle, right? Okay, so no matter how, it's like the triangle, no matter how many angles you make here, it should equal a total of 180 points, okay? So on this one here, they're telling you they measured it and it was 60 degrees, okay? And so you can either measure this one or you can subtract it, which would be easier, from 180 because you know this right here, this arc or this angle equals 180 degrees. So if this one here, VWY, if VWY right here equals 60, then what would YWX? See, here's a second angle. I'll draw it this way so you can see. Here's Y, the vertex is W. W is the vertex, and then this is X. So you have to figure out what YWX would be. So you take 180, because the whole thing equals 180. Take 180 minus the 60, that gives you 120. Or you can measure it, either way. But you should not need, if you were to take a test with this, you should not need your protractor. You should just be able to subtract it from 180 if it's a straight angle. Okay? So down here, they're doing it with an equation. Okay? So technically, you really don't need your compasses right now, but if you want to double check it later with your compasses, protractors, I always get those two confused. With your protractor, you could check it with it, but you don't need it for these equations, okay? So it says angle XYW equals 40. So WYZ equals what? Here's the equation part of it. Okay? Something plus n equals 180. Okay? So we already know 40. We don't know what this number is yet. So on the next line, it's kind of like algebra. On the next line, we're going to throw it to the other side. And remember when I said when you go to the other side, you do the opposite. So since this was plus on this side, we're going to send 40 to the other side, and he's going to be negative 40. Positive 40 goes across the hall, he becomes negative 40. Remember, we switch over to the dark side. Okay? And what's 180 minus 40? It's 140 degrees. So that means angle WYZ equals 140 degrees. See how easy that is? So up here, you can just do the equation, or you can go back up and double check. See if that equals 140. See if they're telling you the truth. Okay? So you're going to do the same thing on number 11 and 12. And then over here on number 13, it says to use a protractor to draw one ray from point A to form two angles. Label the other point on the ray point L. Okay? So you're using your protractor this time to draw, and you're going to make it just like these others. Make one ray from point A to form two angles. Okay, so one of the angles is going to be 50 degrees. So let's say this was 50 degrees, and the other angle should equal, this one that you end up with, should equal 130. So down here, if you can see it, down here you can see they already have SAP. Okay, so we want to make SAL. SAL would be here, here, and here. Or no, it's 130, so it's going to go past 90. So you're going to make an angle like this and name it L, and then that should make PAL be 50 degrees. Or you can make PLL be 50 degrees and the other one should be 130. You get to choose. You can either make this line, sorry, you could either make this angle or you can make this one. Either one, they're going to be exactly the same line. You understand? Let me just show you how to do this one. I know that some of you really want to do this, so I hate to use them up. I guess if you don't want to listen to me, you can go like this and just look and see if your end product measures the same. Okay, I'm going to make, it doesn't matter either. Well, you can make the 130 this way. You know what? I'm going to go this way just so you can see how one is done that way. And I really like this one. I don't know which one I like the best. This one seems a little more simplistic. Okay, so I'm going to put my vertex here. I'm going to make sure that my arrow is pointing to 0, and the 0 line is right here. And this time we're using the top numbers, 0, 10, 20, 30. Okay, and we need it to be, should we make the 50 or should we make the 130? Let's make the 130. Okay, so here it's going 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, keep going all the way over to 130. And you see what number is right next to that? Both of these arrows should be pointing to 0 to get it right. Okay. See how 50 and 130 are the same line? Because I'm going to trace this and name it, that's one bad thing about this is you can't see what's underneath it. The other one you could see through. I think, were we making angle L? Anyway, I'm just going to show you this real quick. This angle right here, from here to here, equals 50 because we're starting on this 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So this line right here is 50 degrees. This line starting here and going all the way over there is starting here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, goes over to here to 130. Okay, so this one over here is 130 degrees. This one over here is 50 degrees. Do you see? Was I in the way? On this one, you started way over here at 0 and go all the way around with the big numbers, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, all the way over to 130. So this angle right here, I'm going to just retrace it. This angle right here is 130 degrees. This little angle right here is 50 degrees. Do you see? And 130 plus 50 makes 180, which is what it's supposed to equal. So if I move this, now you can see it was SAP. So we made L. The L is missing. So we made point L. So now we have angle PAL and we have angle SAL. Sal and pal. Oh, how sweet. Sal is my pal. Okay? You see how they work that? Maybe I could send you, I do have an additional review page that goes with this. I can attach that. I'll attach that tomorrow, and it'll be an optional thing if you want to play with the measurements with your compass protractor. Protractors, you could play with it again on your own without me telling you all the answers. You can use this as kind of as your example page to see if you're doing it right, so that some of you can still do the other page. Okay? So that will be an optional thing, though. Tomorrow there'll still be another new leopards page that you do have to do. But the other one that I stick on there, I'll write on there optional. It can be extra stuff for you to do with your protractor. And I'm thinking I might do a quiz. So you might want to do the extra page, because I may do a pop quiz on just on this, just for fun, because it's kind of easy, I think. It'll help your grade. Should help your grade. Okay, see you later.